What's up, YouTubers? Chris here from ASM. I'm here today with Coach Daniel from Johnson & Wales. How you doing, Coach?
Good, very good.
Good stuff. So thanks for inviting us down here today. Really appreciate it. Looking at the facilities, look really awesome. Being a golfer myself, I tell you what, I wish I knew about this program already. From when I did this about 15 years ago, I had no idea you guys existed. So I'm glad we can get this out today and explain the program. But let's talk about yourself first. How long have you been coaching for?
Yeah, I've been coaching for about 15 years. I've been at the NCAA level for probably 8 of those years or so. I was at NCAA Division 2 for 4 or 5 years, and then I was at the Division 1 level for a couple of years as well.
So I'm glad you mentioned this. You've done D1, D2, NCAA, and then the NAIA. I know a lot of golfers watching this won't know what that is. So what is the difference between NCAA versus the NAIA?
Yeah. Probably the main difference is that it's just two different organizations, and they just have a little bit of different philosophy on how they recruit people, how they make them eligible, those things. So the NAIA is a little more lenient than the NCAA in some areas, and the NCAA does some things different in other areas. And so one of the biggest things is just giving players an opportunity, especially if maybe they haven't met all the requirements academically for NCAA, that they would probably be eligible NAIA, and that's something that is a big deal on the NAIA end, is to try and help as best they can is get young players in to compete in the US.
So one of the things that I realized being a golfer years ago, and lots of golfers are watching this, everybody thinks you have to go to NCAA Division 1 to make the PGA Tour.
Yep.
Is that true or false?
No, it's completely false.
Yeah.
What you really need to do is put yourself in a position that you can play year-round, compete at a high level. There's many schools at all levels that compete at a high level, and you need to do that. And another thing is just having a great schedule.
Yeah.
The schools that we play with and against and around, we play some really great golf courses against really good competition.
Yeah. You play like Bethpage, you mentioned.
Yeah, we played Bethpage Red. We also played the Copperhead course, and as well as PGA Champion, where they have the Honda Classic, and those are just 3 that we've played, this year so far. But you have to be able to do that. You have to work on your game and have the opportunity, like I said, to be outside, working on those things, and being around really good players and know what you have to do to be better. But yeah, the opportunity is there to be a pro at any level. And like I said, you just have to find the right fit for you, but I think weather is a huge part of that.
So really, like the NCAA, the NAIA, it's really like in Europe terms, it's like, the Premiership versus the Bundesliga. It's just different names for leagues.
Yep.
So this program specifically, I know you've produced some tour players. How many tour players have you had in the last couple of years from this program?
Just a couple here and there. We had a couple other guys in the past that have played as well, and once again, it's just the opportunity. And the biggest thing about being a tour player is once you're done with school, what opportunities do you have? Where do you want to live? But by coming to a place in a warm weather, you start to meet people. You start to play golf courses and meet people there, and next thing you know, you have a place to play, a place to practice afterwards. Maybe you found someone who can help you financially through those first part of your career, because a lot of times that stuff is really tough to do. And I think that's one of the biggest things, is just putting yourself in a position that you have access to a lot of people who are playing golf, who love golf, who financially can help with what you're trying to accomplish as a professional or as a career.
That's what I love about this program. You're bang in the center of Miami. You're in the Florida Sunshine State. The golf courses in Florida are the best pretty much in the country. And I think what you touched on really importantly is that all the golf businesses are here. So you're in the right area to get your name out there, playing in the big tournaments that you're playing in. It gives you that opportunity, like you said, to get noticed. And that's what college for me was all about, was to get your name out there, to get the sponsorships to turn professional with. What are you looking for in a golfer watching this who wants to come to Johnson & Wales? What do they have to do to qualify for this program, academically and also golf-wise?
Academically, anyone who has essentially probably a 3.0 or higher is someone we like to have, because they're going to get some academic scholarship with that. And then we want people who want to work hard, who want to get better, who want to have a goal of being the best that they can be. If that's being a pro, great. If it's being a great college player, that's awesome as well. You don't have to be a pro, to be a successful golfer. And so we want people like that. We want people who are coachable, who want to come down and work hard, but they also have to have an inner drive to be great. Because college golf, no matter where you would go, you need to have that. And with us, we really need to have that. We want people that want to get up in the morning and have a goal or a commitment that they want to do every day to get better, and not just one day, but for a week.
Every day.
And, yeah,
I remember my schedule.
Months, yeah.
Intense.
Yeah, it's an intense thing to do and play college athletics, because there's only so many hours in the day, and you got to be in class. For some of those, you certainly need to study others, and the other part of it is you got to work on your game.
Yeah.
But that's what we want here at Johnson & Wales. We want people who are self-motivated, who are willing to be coached, and to know that it's not easy. And to be successful in anything, it's not going to be easy. You got to work at it.
So touching upon that, I remember my schedule and lots of athletes we've placed over here, their schedules are tough. But what is a schedule like here at Johnson & Wales? What would be like a normal day for you guys?
Yeah. So our week is a little bit different than a lot of other places. We actually do not have class on Fridays.
Oh, that's
good. So our
there you go,
exactly, it's a good thing. So our student athletes, they'll go to class on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Right.
So some of them actually only go to class on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and so they have Monday, Wednesday, Friday to really work on their game, and then obviously the weekends as well. Some guys have a couple classes on Monday, a couple classes on Wednesday, and then a couple on Tuesday, Thursday. So we give and have a lot of flexibility in the sense of being in class, but also getting better at their game. And that's one of our benefits here is, like I said, not having that Friday class. So we're always on the golf course on Friday.
Yeah.
Typically we're playing in a qualifying manner, or we're traveling or something along those lines. And then during the week, in that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday time is more spent on their game, like working on specific things, to get better that they need to. So then they're ready for the next qualifier, the next tournament, whatever that might be.
And the equipment, because I know as a golfer you love getting goodies, right?
Yeah.
So do they get like the clothing gear, the shoes, the balls?
Yeah.
Is that all included?
Yeah, everything is included. The only thing we don't do is we do not buy them clubs.
Right.
Now we have access to every company, and there's a discount.
Get the trade prices. Yeah, I remember that.
Exactly. So that's where we're at with that. But yeah, our guys are going to walk away by the end of the year. They'll walk away with probably 7 shirts, 4 or 5 shorts, a couple pairs of shoes, golf balls, a new bag, head covers, you name it, we try and take care of them.
And so the final thing I want to touch on is a lot of athletes that we get start this process, in our eyes, way too late, right? They, for example, they're a 17-year-old athlete, maybe from England or South Africa, and they start the process like in March, when they're just about to finish their school, and then the recruiting cycle's already finished, and then they're like, oh, I can't get in anywhere. Right. When do you recommend athletes to start this process? To get a golf scholarship, either here or somewhere else? What would you recommend, being a coach for so long?
Yeah, I would recommend starting your freshman or sophomore year in high school. And people who are later, it doesn't mean that it's the end of the world. It just may not be your first choice.
Yeah.
But the right choice may come along because you ended up waiting and those things. But no matter what your scores are as a freshman or sophomore, and you would love to come to the U.S. to play, is send that stuff out.
Yeah.
Get your name out there. Because you never know, like if you're in the U.S. playing in an event and they've seen your name in an email, they may come watch you play. You may play great. Next thing you know, you're on their radar.
Yeah.
Or when coaches come over to overseas, whether that's Europe or other places, then they're going to know and have an idea of names. You can't get your name out early enough or often enough.
Yeah, exactly.
And those are two things that are pretty key. And I think a lot of times young players think, well, I'm not good enough, and so I don't want to send this. Well, you need to send it.
Yeah.
And as time goes on, hopefully you are a player that improves, and you never know when someone may be looking and at what time. It may be right before your senior year, and that's the right time for you. That someone sees you and notices you, and you may be able to have something offered. Sometimes it's someone that's a freshman or sophomore because they're maybe a little better at that age. But yeah, I think the earlier the better, because like I said, anytime that you can get your name in front of a coach as often is important.
And how much more powerful is it to have, say, someone like ours contact you and bring a player that we know is a qualifier for you versus, athletes just emailing you? Because I know for coaches, a lot of emails every day, you don't always check them and you miss stuff.
Right.
So what way is the better way? What do you take more awareness from?
I take a lot more awareness from an organization that's sending it to me. Most of the time within that organization, I have a relationship like we have with you. That it's important for that to occur, and when an organization says, player, A is someone you really need to look at because they have good grades, they're a hard worker, they do these things. That means a lot more than if it just shows up in an email and then you're trying to go back and forth with that player and you're disconnecting this and it's not working at all. But we basically can always get a hold of the organization, get that process started that way, and then that leads into getting connected with the player, because then it's like, I really want to talk to player A.
Right.
And you make sure player A gives me a call, or we set up a Skype, or we set up a WhatsApp, or whatever it may end up being, to make that connection. And so working with organizations with a relationship is key, for us as a program to be successful.
Coach, will you be at the College Golf Conference this year in Nevada?
Yes, I will.
I'll see you there, bud. Hey, thanks for your time so much,
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
No problem.
Cheers, guys.